Authorities are still looking for a suspect in connection with the death of a couple hiking in a park in Arkansas. Police say they have some leads. They released this photo and composite sketch of a person wanted for questioning. The incident happened on Saturday when Clinton and Christine Brink were at Devil's Den State Park with their two young daughters. Luckily, those children were not hurt in the attack. Let's bring in CBS News correspondent Omar Villafranca live in West Fork, Arkansas, just north of Devil's Den. Omar, what do we know about this photo and the person in it?
Well, Mugo, that photo came from a tip, basically. And in that photo, investigators say that's a person that they want to talk to, like you mentioned, a person of interest, to find out what happened. Now, in that photo, it seems to be a man. They believe it's a white man with a medium build. He's wearing a ball cap. He's got dark clothes on. He's also got a black backpack on with shoes. And the interesting thing that they've noted that this person was wearing fingerless gloves, which is kind of something to keep an eye out for. They're telling people here. And that's the person that they want to talk to about what happened here last Saturday.
But do police have any other information about what happened during and even after the attack?
Well, we understand the family was hiking here in Devil's Den. It's a popular spot for people to come hike. There's a lot of parks here in the state of Arkansas. And there was some sort of confrontation. The 7- and 9-year-old daughters were not harmed, but they ended up going up to a visitor's station, and that's when they alerted the authorities. When the authorities went, that's when they found the bodies of those two children's parents. They're also looking for what they're saying is a 4-door sedan, possibly a Mazda, and it had tape on the license plate, kind of obstructing the license. So they're looking for that vehicle as well. And listen, just coming in and out from south in Fort Smith and north of us is Fayetteville, where University of Arkansas is, you see police vehicles stationed on the side of the road, and not the type that are kind of looking for speeders. So there is a presence around here right now as this investigation is ongoing.
So where exactly are police looking right now? Just near the Devil's Den, or where?
Well, here they have part of it as they're processing the scene. The trailheads and things are closed right now. But right now they're looking for more clues. In fact, investigators are being very tight-lipped about this. They're asking people that if they were in the park on Saturday, check their cell phones. Maybe they had a GoPro camera. If they have game cameras, which are like when you capture wildlife on cameras that are motion activated, check those. And they don't want people posting those pictures if they have them with clues. They want them to send them to police. They're trying to kind of keep the integrity of the investigation together. They don't want things getting out of hand and people accusing other people of things here. They just want to see this evidence, that picture came from a tip. So they want to find more of that to try to piece together where this suspect may be and maybe who the suspect is.
Yeah, and I'm sure the community has a lot of questions. So any reaction from them? Because police have not said if this was targeted or if this person is just going out there trying to hurt people.
Yeah, I mean, police are very, like I said, they're very tight-lipped about this, but people around the area are saying this doesn't happen here. This is they're shocked by this. This is a popular hiking spot, and we're at the time of year. School hasn't started yet, so people are getting their last-minute plans out. And keep in mind that we've learned that this family just recently moved here to Arkansas. From what we understand, they had lived in Montana before and in California before, so they had just moved here. So people are shocked. They can't believe what happened. As a matter of fact, we've heard interviews where this place is usually packed and there's cars coming in and out. But now, since this incident happened and the investigation is ongoing, it's kind of quiet right now. So police obviously want to find out what happened and find that suspect.
Yeah, no surprises there. Omar Villafranca, thank you so much for your reporting today.